Hi, welcome to Knit the Books, a video podcast by Yarn and Book Enthusiasts for Yarn and Book Enthusiasts. I'm Allie.
I'm Vicky.
Thanks for joining us after, a month?
I guess a month. We got busy, and then I got bronchitis.
Today we're going to do a regular episode, and then we are going to do a separate episode to give away our Hats for Kiddos prizes because we finished Hats for Kiddos. Thank you guys so much.
You guys are amazing. Thank you so very much.
I can't remember how many people, I want to say with us, I think it's 13 people sent in hats, and we have, I counted 286, but I found some hats that Mom and I had done that I know I didn't count towards that, and we were given a couple more hats, so I think we did actually end up meeting that 300
That's great.
mark, so we're very, very excited.
We're very thankful.
Yes, and I didn't get to give the hats out in November, at our November meeting, because our November meeting was a self-defense training, so we didn't meet at the office, but we were meeting on the office the first Saturday in December, so I will be giving the hats out then, and everyone's very, very excited. I did get to give some of my hats out already, because I met with a family that the kids turned 3, so we no longer work with them, so I wanted to make sure they got hats for the winter, because they've always loved the hats that we've given them in the past, so those were well received. The kids put them on and played with them on, so it was very, very sweet, so very exciting. So we are going to talk, we're going to do a separate one for that, and these should upload on at least on the same day, if not at the same time or back to back. So if you're watching this and it's not up yet, just wait, it will probably be up later today. Yeah, so
Awesome.
what have you finished over this past month?
Well, my final hat for kiddo, I showed the yarn. It was a Karen cake and had the little pom-pom. But I got it finished. Isn't it the cutest thing ever? Love the little pom-pom. It matches the little middle. So cute.
I love that hat.
So what have you finished?
I finished one of my Hats for Kiddos hats.
That is so
This
cute.
is just a little square rolled brim hat. Just yellow yarn. I don't remember who it was. I bought it because it was on sale. Thought it turned out really cute though.
It is very cute.
It's a little bit more mustard
It is,
in person. There we go. That's a little better.
I want to learn. I want to know how to make one of these.
I'll tell you what I do. I don't remember how many stitches I cast on, but I just cast on, I think I follow the Barley number, honestly.
Oh, okay.
And then I just knit until I'm happy with it, and then I do a Kitchener.
Kitchener ready to cross.
Yeah. I think you can, some people do a 3 needle bind off, but I just do the Kitchener.
Oh, I think it looks good.
I think I did my Kitchener wrong, though, now that I actually look at it, but I kind of like it. So.
I kind of like it. It made a little design across the top.
Yeah, there's little bumps. I think I switched, maybe. Who knows?
That's
Who
cute.
cares? It's going to look super cute on a little kiddo.
It sure is.
So what else have you finished?
I finished my Braveheart.
Yeah.
So pretty.
Here, I'll hold it out.
And it's Miss Babs Yowza, but I do not remember the colorway, and I cannot find the thing.
We have tried, and
We have
can't.
tried, but I love it. I went up a needle size from what was recommended, and it is just great. The ends are even woven in. I'm so proud of myself.
That's awesome. Have you blocked it?
No, that's next step. I started to yesterday, but I was afraid it wouldn't get dry.
Yes.
So I will block it tomorrow while I'm finishing laundry and so on and so forth.
I still haven't blocked mine. I need to do that because I'd like to wear it once it gets cold enough for... We're getting some colder weather, but once it actually gets cold enough to wear things, I would like to wear that this winter.
Yeah, I wouldn't care to give me another Yowza. Give me another one.
It's such a great pattern. I want to knit another one.
And I love going up a needle size because it made it so much bigger. Ta-da!
Very nice.
Very proud of it.
You should be. My next finished are technically finished. They're both hats, and they're still on the DPN because I haven't finished them, but they're finished. Y'all know what I mean. So I have to be careful taking it out of here. So I finished this hat. This yarn was, the last time I talked about it was when we were doing that whip down, I think, and I had started a Without a Sound with it, and I just wasn't happy. So I ripped it out and I started a Calmy with it. I wasn't happy. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to hold it double and knit a hat.
I really like it. And I love how you do this little Those little slips.
Yeah, I'm really into that right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, I still need to cinch in the top and weave in my ends and sew up that. But I'm counting it as finished.
I'd count it
because
as
I totally forgot that I hadn't done this until earlier today. And
when you were gathering your stuff
I didn't have time. So I did this one, and then my last Hats for Kiddos hats.
Oh my gosh, look how cute that little thing is.
Was a miniature version.
That is so cute. Oh my god, I love it.
Which I love this little pattern thing, so.
Are you going to write this one up?
I might write it up. I've been thinking about it. I'm knitting well, you'll see in a minute. But yeah, I might write it up. We'll see.
It's very cute.
But I just loved,
Mm-hmm.
Mama and the baby.
It's so cute. Whose yarn was that? Do you remember?
Colinette Jitterbug.
Mm.
The tag isn't in here. But I have enough left for a square of my blanket.
Oh, cool.
So.
I wanted to start.
Oh, is this it? Nope, that's a Haverland tag.
From something else.
What is that in here? Oh, I remember why. I had my Haverland socks in this, but I wanted to take my hat with me for somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But this bag that Dawn made me is perfect to fit in a purse.
Mm-hmm.
So I switched the bags so I could take the hat with me. Because it just fits in a bag perfectly.
It does.
So what have you been knitting on?
I am Northbound Knitting's doing a knit along.
I think it's done.
No,
Right.
I think it runs through November,
Oh,
doesn't
just
it?
joking.
Well, it started October the 1st, I'm pretty sure. Well, if not, I've missed it, but it doesn't matter. I'm almost finished. This is her Decibel shawl, and I used her yarn, and it is turquoise and gray, and I am so very, 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 very happy with it.
Is it Tidal is the blue?
I think so. I got the tags right in here. Or I had both tags.
I have that Tidal.
Tidal
It's
is
really
the
pretty.
blue, and the gray.
Nocturne?
No, Kitten.
So close.
Kitten. I guess Kitten is it.
Kitten.
Take that so you'll have it with that gray I gave you. I had quite a bit of gray left over. I'm passing it on because she's been working on sweaters and stuff, and she might be able
I could
to.
throw some gray in there.
Yeah, might match some of your gray. So what else you working on?
One of my freckled Whimsy bags.
Cute bag.
I have a hat that I started. It's that same slip stitch pattern.
Oh, that one's cute.
Let me show on this side without the. So it's not as prominent, I don't think, the slip stitches
But
right
maybe
now.
because, right, I think it's because it's short.
Well, I was going to say I think it's the colors.
You think it's the colors
I
making
think
it
it's
not?
blending in because it's speckled.
Yeah.
It's pretty, it's like a variegated speckle. So.
It's very pretty.
So I started this just because I am thinking about writing up the pattern, and I wanted to do another one just to have. So I'm knitting it on worsted. This is from Savvy Skeins in the Toxic Pony colorway. It's the first skein of yarn I ever bought from Savvy Skeins. So, and it's been, I knew I wanted it to be a hat because I love this colorway. It is so great. But I haven't been able to find the perfect thing for it. So I think this is going to be good though. Because you can see like on this one, I feel like it pops a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, you might be right too, with it being short, that might be part of it. So maybe in the big hat it will stand out a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm kind of, I don't know, like part of me feels like it stood out more like in that one. And then the orange Malabrigo I knit the pattern in.
Mm-hmm.
But, I still like it. I don't
I
really
like
care, honestly. It's more fun for me to knit, where every few stitches I get to do something different.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I really, really like this one.
I really like it.
And I'm knitting it on the Likey Driftwood needles,
Don't
which
you like
which I
those?
really, really like. Mom gave me a set of hers to knit my next sweater out of. I need to cast that on eventually one day.
So that's what I'm using for this too, for that the Northbound Knitting shawl, and I really do like them. I have struggled, and you're going to see it in my next whip, because I've got it on them also. I've had a hard time getting, they're just so curly cued. This is without that sound, right?
That's beautiful.
Isn't that pretty? This is, I love this little gadget thing. It's from Jelby. Look at that. Is that not cute? It's a little needle minder.
Oh, you got that at SSK.
I did. And I'm in a couple of swaps, and I ordered a swap.
I like
People are gonna
Joby stuff.
Yeah, but that's just the neatest thing because you can just slide it on your needles, and you don't have to worry about your stitches falling off. But these are the curliest needles that ever was, and I've had these in boiling water and held them
I was
straight.
just about to ask.
But I don't think I did it long enough because the YouTube I watched said just to barely do it because the thing might melt.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think I did it enough. But it's working out fine because the curl's out of the way. But I think that's real pretty. And this is Nitty in color. Can't get the thing out. Autumn Afternoon.
Very nice.
I loved it. So that will be pretty. I've got a couple of shirts that's got some of this turquoisey and I've got an orange one, so it's going to pull those colors out.
Definitely. In my other Freckled Whimsy bag, I have quite a few Freckled Whimsy bags, but this one's probably my favorite. I started a new fluid hat. The fluid hat is by Karen McCall, and I'm knitting the sock weight version. Again, I knit this last year. I think I finished. Maybe it was. I think I started it last year and I finished it like January of this year or something. But I knit it for Max, and then it was the Donatello colorway from Gnome Acres.
Oh, that's right, I remember
so
that.
So I started another one. This I haven't gotten very far, but this is the Ray colorway from Mustache Yarns. Mom had bought it and decided she didn't want it, so I grabbed it up. And it is a self-striping colorway, but because I'm, have the extra stitches, it's going to be more like a pulling effect probably. But I'm very, very excited. I've barely started on it, as you can tell, but I mean, those hats fit great. And it's such a great pattern.
I love the turquoise popping out in there.
I know. I think I can't wait to see it where it's like flat and I knit a little bit longer. But I think you knit so many stitches and then you do the folded brim and then you finish knitting. So I'm like halfway, like maybe a quarter of the way, honestly, for the brim part. So I still got quite a bit to go. I'm keeping it with me for work, but I don't really do a lot of knitting at work, but it's just nice to have it there, especially with holidays coming up. It's like I want to have something with me because any downtime I need to be getting projects done because
it's going to be here.
It's going to be here before we know it. And like we were talking and we were on the way here and there's a couple people I'm still not sure like what I want to give them. And
yeah.
So it is what it is. It'll all be figured out. All right. I have one other thing and that's my sweater. And you might be thinking, oh, Allie, I thought you were going to get your sweater done for Fiber in the Burrow. Well, I didn't.
But we've got another plan.
Well,
we're not even going to stress about that.
Well, no, because like I'm just not knitting a whole lot. And like I am slightly stressed about having gifts, so it's kind of on the back burner, but I'm so close to being done. I just need to sit down and
wow.
Okay, so here's my sweater. This is where I was last time we podcasted, so I've added another gray section, another pop and gray, and I did another 2 gray section, and then I'm in the last color in gray section. Then I have a 2 gray stripe section and then ending with the ribbing with the gray. So I'm almost done.
Wow, it's so nice.
I really, really like it. But yeah, we have an event we're going to in December with some family, and I'm going to try and get it done to wear for that, but I'm not going to stress myself out.
Well, no, because it'll probably be 80 degrees. The 10th.
Okay, so I have less than a month.
I think it's on a Sunday, I'm pretty sure it's the 10th.
It would have to be, I think.
Yes, it's the 10th.
So, and I might get a wild hair to pick it back up and knit it again, but I think what killed it for me was giving myself that deadline. I just do not do good with deadlines. Give me a deadline and all of a sudden I don't want to do
anything.
Shut down.
Really?
So that's all I have for knitting. Do you have anything
I don't
else?
have anything else
I also have been doing a little bit of sewing. Mom and I figured out a way to sew some hats for Hats for Kiddos. I'm not 100% pleased with them. We're
learning.
We're trying to figure it out. I think it's a little I think it's like too wide and too shallow or something, but I still have a couple. I don't remember. I need to trim my thread. I don't remember which one was the one we did, but I think it was this one. No, this is the one I did because I did the fabric wrong, I think. No, I think it's the first one we did. So
I think that's the first
I
one.
ordered some fleece from fabric.com, and this was one of the ones I got. And, we wanted to... I texted Daniela to ask what she did, because she sewed some hats too. And she was, like, giving me advice on what she did. So for us to sew the hat and...
have some stretch.
And have stretch... and just because of the way the fabric is, the guys are almost always upside down. There's a couple that, when I cut them out, they actually will be right side up, but for the most part, they're upside down. I still think it's cute, though, so there's that one. And then I did this one. I did it a little bit shorter. Or narrow, yeah. And I think this one, its proportions make a little bit more sense. It's not centered. We made sure to center this one. The ones that I cut out after, I'm just like, I'm not even going to stress about it. I'm just going to
cut them out.
Cut it out, and what happens, happens.
Well,
And then this guy.
They're so cute.
And I figured, if nothing else, these could be the ones that stay at the daycare, and, like, for kids that...
Just to grab a hat if they go outside or something.
Yeah, because, sometimes kids show up without hats and things, and so these, I think, would be good for that. But, yeah. So I finished sewing those, and it's not done, but I brought my blanket top that I've been sewing, because Mom hasn't seen it yet in person, and I still have a few strips left to sew, and we still have a lot to do, but we were gonna sew after podcasting, but it's 3:10 on a Saturday, and Mom's already had a super busy day, and she's still, still not feeling great, so I'm gonna do as much as I can on my own, and then we're gonna meet sometime, and she's going to help me with the stuff that I don't feel comfortable doing on my own.
Right. We're going to make a day of it to finish it up.
Here it is so far, and there's threads and everything everywhere, but here it is so far. This is just going to be a little lap blanket for me.
It's so cute. I'm so proud.
I like it a lot. I'm very happy with it.
So proud.
Thank you, and thank you for all your help.
You're welcome.
So it's like my little
fun.
Halloween...
We've had a good time.
It's like my little Halloween blanket, So hopefully the next time we podcast, I'll at least have the top done.
Yeah.
So, I'm really liking sewing, and,
she's getting the bug.
Yeah. I've been looking I ordered some fabric from Spoonflower to sew us, a Christmassy, wintry table runner, so hopefully that will be here soon. With Spoonflower, it's kind of it's cut to order, basically.
Oh, really?
I think it's like printed to order.
Oh.
Is what I actually meant to say, so it can take a little while. So hopefully it'll be here soon. The pattern that I want to follow is very, very simple, so it's not going to take me too long. Because I wanted to sew something for Thanksgiving, and then Max was like, you realize Thanksgiving's in like a month, less than a month. And I was like, oh yeah.
Like 2 weeks now.
Yeah, 2 weeks now. But when we first had the conversation, and I was like, oh yeah, maybe I shouldn't add that stress to myself. So I was like, I'll do a Christmas one instead. But then the fabric's gonna be perfect. It's so cool. I can't wait to show you guys. But
it's winter fabric.
It's wintry.
So you guys can use it all January and probably February.
Exactly. And I mean, we don't really have use for a table runner. I now have thread all over me. But it came right back. It's a good sewing project to like learn, and it looks fun. And then I did find one that I really, really like that I'm going to sew for fall next year. So there will be one next Thanksgiving.
Yep, because you can work on that. You can work on that when the weather's bad in the winter.
Exactly. Do you want to talk about your spinning or anything?
I'm learning to spin. I don't have it over here with me. I did tell Allie and Max at lunch. I'm more excited, I think, to actually move to the wheel, because the drop spindle is just slower. And
the drop spindle, though, I feel like you learn so much about.
But you learn the process, and it's going really well. I'm about got all my purple spun up.
Awesome.
So our day that we're going to finish that, we will get that to where I can knit something out of it. So.
And we'll get you started on the wheel, too, because I'll work on getting my stuff off.
Well, maybe we could do that while we're off Christmas.
Okay,
we're both off the week at Christmas, and maybe we can have a hot chocolate spinning afternoon or something.
All right, that sounds good.
Same.
So, what have you finished this past month?
Okay, let's see. I finished Lie to Me. It's another J.T. Ellison book. It's one of those psychological thrillers. It's the one where the husband, I think I talked about it before, maybe on My To Be Read. I'm just going to give y'all a little bit of it, not go over everything. It is the guy, it's Sutton and Ethan, and it's their life is not as it appears. He gets killed in a car wreck, and then she's finding out all these things in the background. Mm-hmm. So, but it was good. It is on Goodreads. I don't usually rate and review, but I'm hoping I can get. It doesn't tell on there what other people said. Oh, it's a 4-star.
On Audible, it's a 4-star.
On Audible. Mm-hmm. Out of 183. I enjoyed it. Now, I liked her other one a whole lot better, but I think what I like about them is the first one was Nashville and this one is Franklin.
Oh, okay.
So she's basing in Tennessee. So I think that's really what I like about them. But it was good. It was a good listen.
Well, that's good. I finished listening this week, actually, to the Book of Mythicality by Rhett McLaughlin and Link Neal. Rhett and Link are the host of a YouTube daily show called Good Mythical Morning. Max and I have been watching it for a few years now. We're big fans of them. I wanted to listen. They wrote their book, and it came out, I think, in October, and we had talked about maybe buying the book, and I was like, well, I already pre-ordered it on Audible, so I was like, well, let me listen to it first and see. Mm-hmm. And it's good. I gave it 3 stars. It's interesting, but if you watch Good Mythical Morning, or if you know who Rhett and Link are, there wasn't a whole lot that they hadn't already discussed, so that was kind of like, And the stuff that they hadn't discussed, I just thought was silly. Mm-hmm. So, but I mean, their demographic, I'm kind of outside of that demographic now. So, I mean, but they do have an interesting story. They're in their 40s. They both just turned 40. They've
been best friends for years?
Since first grade.
Wow. That's
and
a long friendship.
They moved from South Carolina to LA together. And, so, I mean, they have an interesting history. Well, like I said, most of the stuff I'd already heard from them and stuff. So it wasn't like there was anything new. But it was fun. It was fun. I like them. They're good people. And I do recommend Good Mythical Morning, especially like if you're looking for something to watch with like kids or something, because it is for the most part kid friendly.
Oh, good.
They always say, because Rhett has 2 kids and Link has 3, and Link's oldest I think is 13, and then Rhett's oldest is around the same age. Mm-hmm. I think he's a little bit younger, but anyway. So they say that they don't put anything on that they wouldn't let their kids watch. So
that's good. That's good.
So yeah, if you like Rhett and Link, I think it's good, but I don't know if a non-viewer would like the book. Maybe. I mean, it's interesting, and it might make you more interested in checking out their stuff, but I feel like if you were interested in reading it, you would already have it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So, but they might be something to check out on YouTube. You just search for Good Mythical Morning, and all their stuff will pop up. And then we both finished listening to The Weight of Lies. Who's that by?
Emily Carpenter.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to talk about what it was about?
Reformed Party girl Meg Ashley leads a life of privilege thanks to a best-selling horror novel her mother wrote decades ago. But Meg knows that the glow of their very public life hides a darker reality of lies, manipulation, and the heartbreak of her own solitary childhood. And that's about all I'm going to read of it. There is more, but Meg goes to the place.
Well, a little bit more backstory. So her mom wrote this horror story when she was like 19 or 20. No, maybe older. Mm-hmm. Based on true things, but not. But right. It's fiction. But it's like during a time where she stayed at this resort. Would you call it a resort?
I guess maybe
like this hotel. I don't know what to call it. And there was a murder there, and that's what she based her story on. And so what made her famous were these people who got obsessed with whether it was true or not, and then like it became a cult basically. Mm-hmm. So Meg gets hired basically to write a memoir and a tell-all book about her mom. So Meg is going to the island to meet people and try and find out like what actually happened.
Yes. But I did, and I kind of agree with this. Meg knows she's getting close to finding a murderer. When her own life is threatened, Meg realizes the darkness found in her mother's book is nothing compared to the chilling truth that lurks off the page. So it had a lot of twisty and turns around it. The funny part, though, where we were listening to it about the same time.
Yeah.
And neither one of us lost our spot. We didn't know Audible would do that, but...
Or either we both bought it separately, or, Audible was letting us listen to it separately. Because we just kind of assumed that, like, if she was listening to a book, I'd have to wait till she was done to listen to it. So we're going to have to test that again, just to see. Because I know that I bought it, but you thought you bought it, too.
I think I bought it, too. I think it was one of the daily...
I bought it because it was a daily deal on Kindle, and then it was like only $3 more to add to Audible.
I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
We'll have to figure that out, though, because that'd be kind of nice. Because there have been a couple times where we both wanted to listen to the same book, and we're like, ugh.
Yeah, because we've got our
account synced.
Yes, we synced our accounts. But what I was going to say is the Tom Hanks.
Yes, I want to listen to that.
Uncommon Type Some Stories. And for us both to listen to, so all right.
But yeah, going back to The Weight of Lies, I liked it. I didn't think it was super great. The narrator's okay.
Yeah.
I didn't think she was super great either. I don't know how much of it was the narrator and how much of it was just Meg, the character, but Meg drove me nuts. I just didn't find her relatable. I thought she was immature. I thought she was ridiculous, but I really did like the story.
Spoiled a rich girl.
Spoiled brat, yes, yes. And I didn't find that relatable, even though I am a spoiled brat.
You just a spoiled poor brat, honey.
I'm a poor spoiled brat. That's what it is. So what have you been listening to?
I am back on Outlander. I'm listening to Drums of Autumn.
Which number is that? Do you remember? Is that 4?
I think it's 4.
That's what I think.
And then there were, I bought 4 more of them this week. Yes, because I bought 5, 6, 7, and 8. One of them was 5 something, and the other 3 were only $7.99. So it was like $22, and I got all of them.
Cool.
And I would not use a credit when I could get them that cheap.
Oh no, a credit. I think it was Jill, our friend Jill, and I were talking about it. And if you can pay it for the book less than what you paid for your credit, it's almost, you're throwing your credit away.
Right.
In a way, so.
But yeah, I guess it was with the new season, and then everybody's talking about it on Instagram and Facebook, and it's like, oh, I want to listen again. So.
How far are you in?
I still got 36 hours and 8 minutes on it, so not real far.
Not real far. Is it good so far?
It is good so far.
Well, good. I've been reading, I picked It Back Up by Stephen King. I only read a couple more chapters of it, but I'm actually really digging it. I haven't read Stephen King in a long time. I read him some in high school. But I'm really, really liking it. And Max is a big Stephen King fan, and he has a bunch that he suggested that I read, but I just haven't. So it's kind of making me want to rethink maybe reading some of those books that I've just been kind of like, maybe. So
yeah. But
I'm liking it so far. We're not into the super creepy stuff yet, though, so I might change my mind.
You might.
I've seen both movies. I mean, I know what's going to happen, and I've read a bunch of stuff about it, so I know, even the stuff that's not in the movies, I know what's going to happen, and I think that's part of, my apprehension, because it's I know what's going to happen, I know it's going to come up soon, and yeah.
Well, listening to this again has made me want to get the Stars app, so I can watch Outlander. And we might, because you can get the app, put it on the Roku, and it's only like $8.95 a month. So, okay, this is from Laura, Allison's sister. It's Final Girls. It's a novel by Riley Sager. It is one of the book of the month books.
Yeah, I haven't read it yet.
It's really good.
I've heard good things.
The Final Girls are, it was 3 girls that were survivors of a mass murder of some type. And so the storyline is about the 3 final girls, and one of them has turned up I hate to tell, so I'm not going to tell.
Yeah, it's hard, especially with thrillers. It's so hard to know like what to talk about and what to
but
not.
it is really good. And it's going slow for me now. At Laura, it did not go slow for Laura, but it is for me because I've been trying to get some things knit and trying to get other things going. Of course, my schoolwork's been a little more demanding this time, and I'm just in podcast land again too. So
It happens.
yeah. So what's your other one?
My other one that I've been reading is We Could Be Beautiful by Swan Huntley. I think I read about this on a book blog, and I picked it up one day at Sock Club.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember reading about it, and the price was pretty good. It was $16. I feel like that was pretty good. I am about 70% done. I'm really, really liking it. It's not completely, like, I'm not like, oh, I need to sit here all day and read it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's always near me, so I can pick up and read a couple pages. So I think it's more me just not being in a reading mindset, less so the book, because the book's written very well. It's about a girl named Catherine West who has grown up not having any concern about money. She's super rich. She's been super rich her entire life. And it's just about... So she's unrelatable, but she's so interesting. It's so weird. She's in her 40s. She meets this guy named William. And the closer and the closer... And his family apparently ran in the same circles as her family. So her parents knew him from when he was a kid. And everything. And so it's like... There's like this literary fiction part to it, but it also has apparently some thriller aspect to it where you're like, she obviously doesn't really know William, and her mom, who has Alzheimer's, when she mentions William's name, like her mom gets really, really upset, but she doesn't like explain why or anything. So she doesn't really, and William doesn't like talk about his past, so she doesn't really know like what his past is. So I'm really, really liking it. I'm not... Like I said, it's pegged as a literary fiction thriller. And I get some thriller aspects of the not knowing, but it's not as thrillery, I guess, as I was expecting. It is more literary fiction, which is A-okay with me. I love literary fiction. I think it's written very well. The characters are good. The story's good. I'm really, really liking it. And I might finish it this weekend.
Oh, you could. It doesn't
I
look
could.
like there's a lot left.
About 100 pages.
It's not bad.
A little bit over. But again, it's finding time to do everything, because I want to knit. Well, I don't really want to knit. I want to sew. I want to watch TV with Max, because we've been watching some shows and things. So it's like just finding time for everything.
You have to kind of almost let me do this a little bit and then I'll block this off.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So have any of you guys, I don't know whether you like to listen to podcasts or not.
Some of them do.
I assume that you do. The Rebecca Lavoie from Crying Writers, she's doing an HGTV in me. The third episode has just dropped. It's like every other week. Yeah. The first one was on tiny houses, and she just cracked me.
She hates tiny houses.
And
with a passion. But she loves her some Joanna and Chip, and that was what the second episode was about.
And then this one is on Love It or List It,
which is one of my favorite HGTV shows, so it was great to listen to.
I haven't listened to it yet. Is it good?
It's good. It's so good. It's so well done. She is so great at producing podcasts. She's one of the hosts from Crime Writers On, which you know is one of our favorite podcasts.
Yeah.
And she's just wonderful. She brings in people and gets their opinions, and it's just funny. It's lighthearted. It's not serious. And I mean, I love HGTV, but those shows are ridiculous. And it's fun to be like hearing other people's opinions about the shows and stuff.
Yes, I love it. It's one of my favorites. So I'm really excited. I've got a new Crime Writers On to listen to, and a new HGTV in me. So that'll be Monday to work and Monday home.
Right.
So.
I know. I always save Crime Writers On for Monday for my drive to my first visit.
I don't know what this one's about.
Stranger Things.
Oh, that's right. Stranger Things.
Which we haven't watched the second season yet, and I know they're going to spoil stuff, so I'm going to have to wait till we watch the second season.
I think that they did. Did I see somewhere? Because they've got Facebook groups now, and they are actually monitoring with them, which is really, really cool. They don't do everything with the groups. I think somebody else is kind of administrators or something, but you know, it's pretty cool that they'll pop in and comment, and it's really fun. So But there was something about a spoiler alert, and it may have been for that.
Well,
so.
in the last episode, they did like a preview of what they were going to talk about, and they talked about Stranger Things too a little bit, and they did spoil, kinda.
Oh, did they?
Not enough to be upsetting, in my opinion, but a little bit. But I didn't think it was any. It was stuff that you would have known just by watching previews.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So, as far as I remember, at least, I don't think there was anything that was that bad.
And then my favorite TV show's back, and it's getting ready to go for winter
Which
break. It's How to Get Away with Murder.
Oh, yeah.
Does any of y'all like to watch that? Oh my God, I love it.
Mom loves that show.
I love that show. Our friend Suzanne watches it too, and she texted me a couple of weeks ago, and she said, "Oh my God, I'm caught up. What's going to happen?" And I was going, "I don't know. I'm 2 weeks behind."
All right, I guess that's it. So
I
we'll
guess that's
try to podcast again in 2 weeks. Oh, if you're a Hats for Kiddos person, though, be sure to watch the next episode or be on the lookout because we're going to be doing the prizes. We're going to take a little break, then we're going to record prizes. So
Yes.
thank you guys.
Thanks much.
We will see you guys probably in 2 weeks. That's Thanksgiving, so we'll see. But probably in 2 weeks. It might be 3. But yeah, we'll figure it out. But thank you guys for joining us. We hope you guys are doing well. And we'll see you guys soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.